What will humans look like in 1 million years? Will we still be recognizable as Homo sapiens? Or will evolution, technology, and maybe even a new home in the stars transform us into something entirely different? It sounds like science fiction, but this is a real scientific question. Let's travel 1 million years into the future and imagine what humanity could become. First, let's talk about the big drivers of change. For most of our history, natural selection was the main sculptor of our bodies. Survival of the fittest, right? Pottery. But in the last few centuries, we've thrown technology, have shielded us from many of the pressures that once shaped us. We no longer need to outrun saber-toothed cats or survive harsh winters with just our wits. So, does that mean human evolution has stopped? Not at all. It's just changed gears. Instead of natural selection, we now have something you could call artificial selection or technological selection. We're starting to take evolution into our own hands. And another huge factor is where we'll live. Will we still be on Earth? Or will we have colonized Mars, the Moon, or even planets in other star systems? Each of these scenarios would create a completely different evolutionary path for humanity. Let's start with a future where we stay right here on Earth. 1 million years is a long time. The climate will change, continents will shift, and new challenges will arise. Without the strong pressures of natural selection, our physical traits might start to drift. Some scientists believe we could see a continuation of recent trends. For example, over the last few centuries, humans have generally gotten taller and have smaller jaws and teeth, partly due to softer, processed foods. 1 million years from now, our descendants might be even taller, with faces that are flatter and more juvenile looking, and perhaps they won't even have wisdom teeth at all. Our immune systems might also change. With advanced medicine and super clean environments, our natural defenses could weaken because they're not being challenged as often. This might make us more vulnerable to new, unexpected diseases, creating a constant arms race between our technology and pathogens. Now, let's get into the really futuristic stuff. Genetic engineering. This is where we stop letting chance dictate our evolution and start making conscious choices. Technologies like CRISPR are just the beginning. In 1 million years, we might be able to edit our genes as easily as we edit a document today. Want to be immune to all cancers? Done. Want to have perfect vision your entire life? Easy. Want to enhance your intelligence or memory? That's where things get really interesting. Imagine a future where parents can choose desirable traits for their children. This could lead to humans who are stronger, smarter, and live much, much longer. We might eliminate genetic diseases entirely. But this also raises some serious ethical questions. Would this create a new class system, a genetic divide between the enhanced and the naturals? Society would have to navigate these new challenges very carefully. The physical changes could be dramatic. If we can engineer our bodies, why stop at just fixing problems? We could design ourselves to be better adapted to our environment. Maybe we'll have enhanced lung capacity for areas with lower oxygen, or skin that can better handle UV radiation. Our bodies could become canvases for self-expression, with people choosing different physical forms just like they choose hairstyles today. The very concept of a standard human body might disappear. Now, let's leave Earth behind. What happens if we become a multi-planetary species? Let's take Mars as an example. Mars has about 38% of Earth's gravity. Living there for generations would have profound effects on our bodies. Without the constant pull of Earth's gravity, our bones would become less dense and our muscles would weaken. Over thousands and eventually 1 million years, a new type of human could evolve. A Martian human? These Martians might be much taller and more slender than Earth humans, their bodies adapted to the low-gravity environment. Their hearts wouldn't have to work as hard, and their entire cardiovascular system would change. They would be incredibly graceful on Mars, but a trip back to Earth would be brutal. The crushing gravity would feel like a constant weight, and they might not even be able to stand up without assistance. We'd have two distinct human species, separated by gravity. And what about even more distant colonies? Perhaps on a super Earth with stronger gravity? The opposite would happen. Humans there might evolve to be shorter, stockier, and more muscular, built like powerlifters just to handle their own body weight. Over 1 million years, these different branches of humanity could become so different that they could no longer be considered the same species. This process is called speciation, and it's happened countless times in Earth's history. It's how one ancestral species gives rise to many different descendant species. If we spread out across the galaxy, humanity could branch out into a whole family tree of new human-like species, each one perfectly adapted to its own world. Some might live on water worlds, developing features for aquatic life. Others might live on planets with different atmospheres, evolving new ways to breathe. But there's one more path, and it might be the most mind-bending of all: the fusion of human and machine. This is the realm of cyborgs and digital consciousness. We already use technology as an extension of ourselves. Your smartphone is like an external brain, holding your memories and connecting you to a global network of information. Now, imagine that technology being integrated directly into our bodies and brains. Neural interfaces could connect our minds directly to computers and the internet. We could download knowledge, communicate telepathically, or experience virtual realities that are indistinguishable from the real world. Our biological bodies might just become a vessel, a platform for our technology. Taking this to its ultimate conclusion, what if we could leave our biological bodies behind altogether? What if we could upload our consciousness into a digital form? In this scenario, we would become beings of pure information, living in vast simulated worlds. We could travel across the universe at the speed of light as a data stream. We would be immortal, ageless, and capable of experiences we can't even begin to imagine. In this form, what would we even look like? We wouldn't have a physical appearance in the traditional sense. We could be anything we wanted to be within the digital realm. The very question of what will humans look like becomes meaningless when you don't have a physical body. So, 1,000,000 years from now, humanity could be a diverse tapestry. There might be the naturals on Earth, gently evolving over time. There could be the genetically enhanced designer humans. There could be the tall, slender Martians and the short, stocky super-Earthers. And there might be the digital beings, the post-humans who have transcended biology entirely. It's impossible to say which of these futures, if any, will come to pass. 1,000,000 years is an almost incomprehensible amount of time. We could be wiped out by an asteroid, a pandemic, or our own folly long before any of this happens. But it's also possible that this is just the very beginning of our story. We've gone from simple single-celled organisms to a species that can contemplate its own future among the stars. The next 1,000,000 years will likely be even more transformative than the last. The one thing we can say for sure is that the humans of the year 1,000,000 in 2024 will be very, very different from us. What do you think is the most likely path for humanity? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the future, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.